have a bad feeling about this.
In the year of our frog 2015, after discovering a cacophony of jolly video-making lads, I decided I would make my own silly video series called MitchShow. And after several years of starting and stopping projects, I finally completed Battlefront 2-MitchShow on April 20th, 2018.
Happy anniversary, by the way.
When moving MitchShow to its own channel from my brother and I's shared channel, link in the description, I was actually so embarrassed by this video that I left it there, alone, abandoned, in the cold vacuum of space.
And so here we are, in said space or whatever, to present the very first MitchShow. I have not changed this video in any way, and will instead be presenting it in its original, awkward, unrefined form.
The way it was.
Yeah, buddy. The way it was. So here it is, the very first MitchShow. I may have gone too far in a few places.
So my original intention with this episode was to get you pumped for Battlefront 2 by synchronizing footage from the game's cinematics with a sick Star Wars cover song. The song was copyright claimed, so I used the first song YouTube suggested from their library of free songs. I did not change the video of this intro. These synchronizations are purely coincidental. Ladies and gentlemen, the Green Orbs. 2005's Battlefront 2, the first, was a huge thing back when I was 13. It had a campaign which at the time was absolutely fantastic. Hey, watch those wrist rockets, dude! Oh, he did not watch those wrist rockets. Although revisiting it recently, I remember how it was basically just multiplayer maps with specific objectives that pretty much went fight, capture, play as hero, fight, capture, play as hero. The only thing that really made it good was the cutscenes, which detailed the transition from clones to stormtroopers, as well as filled in gaps between various films. 2017's Battlefront 2 the second has a fully functioning, fully voiced over campaign, full of lots of great opportunities for...
So you thought it was a trap?
Memes.
You have a bad feeling about this. I'd be worried if you didn't.
Spoiler alert doesn't quite cut it here, because I'm going to bring you through the whole game, start to finish. Also, I played this on the highest difficulty, for journalistic integrity. This is MitchShow. You play as Iden Versio, an Imperial leader of Inferno Squad. First thing you'll notice about Iden is that she's cool.
The Empire's time has come. You don't have to go down with it.
You're right. The Empire's time has come.
You may also notice her uncomfortably realistic lips. The story opens aboard the Invincible Faith, a Mon Calamari-class warship, which loosely translated means mice squid. These are Mon Calamari. Iden is being interrogated by Chef Keeley.
Look at me.
And his two professional cyclists, who stand there like extras in a rap video attempting intimidation.
I am the greatest.
Look at me.
Iden then communicates to her droid via her helmet, which they left in her cell. Anyway, so her droid is being worked on by this, Celestin, and the player gets to free Iden as their drone. This is really cool. I enjoyed this little drone scene. It goes against my belief that games should always begin with core gameplay, but it's still pretty neat. I was then delighted at the addition of stealth and swiftly undelighted at how they taught the player the basics of the game through a lazy in-game video. Iden then sneaks up on a briefing and this guy looks right at ya. You're then given a weapon and the game opens up, letting you choose to what degree of skulking you'd like to perform. Stealth is surprisingly difficult to maintain, but it's cool because headshots are really effective. So Aiden completes her mission and ends up pulling off the coolest extraction the rebels have ever seen. This is why people join the dark side. Inferno Squad then head to the planet of Endor. Sorry, the forest moon of Endor. It's here that I realized what a great idea it was to make the campaign from the Empire's viewpoint. Not only do we get to see the reaction of the Death Star exploding. Oh, did I not mention this game takes place right before the ending of the original trilogy? Sorry, that's really important. Anyways, the Death Star explodes and Aiden's all right parentheses colon, but then she's all squat on me and I got goosebumps watching the Empire soldiers grieve for the Emperor. The Empire's viewpoint is also a great idea because most Star Wars content is from the perspective of the rebels. It's also a callback to the original Battlefront 2 that had you playing as the Republic/Empire. I don't have any Empire footage because this library scene is at the top of a very steep difficulty spike. The group then find a base where the rebels have stolen an AT-ST, and it's your job to take it down. Escaping via TIE fighters, the squad return to orbit and you get to fly through the wreckage of the Death Star. I played third person for a couple minutes before discovering first person and never went back. 13-year-old me would have been in love with this. Fuck, 26-year-old me is in love with this. So space stuff happens and Aiden talks to a train conductor with not one but two pockets for pens. Look at this guy. That's Aiden's father, by the way. This messenger informs the two Versios of Operation Cinder. Upon inquiring further, the messenger gives Aiden capital O colon face. No, that's more like 0 colon face. And the ship is attacked. Oh no! The squad rolls out and engage in a visually appealing space battle. And I have flashbacks to Star Fox 64.
Commander, I picked up a tail.
Boss, get this guy off me!
Commander Versio, he's still on me.
You've got an enemy on your tail.
I can't shake this fighter.
Just shoot it, boss. Everybody stay alert. You're becoming more like your father. Do a barrel roll. What's taking you so long, boss? Be careful, it's a trap. What's wrong, boss? What's wrong, boss? Everybody stay alert.
You're then instructed to board the enemy ship, and here's where I got a little unhappy. The difficulty spike on this section is unreal. It's basically impossible to tell what's doing so much damage to you and you're locked in place. I haven't failed any part of this game more than twice, and I had to try this 14 times before success. Each time you get the loading screen, the audio briefing.
Agent Hask, join me inside when I give the order. Agent Hask, join me inside when I give the order.
A frame rate drop as you enter the hangar, and sometimes this entering animation doesn't even initiate. Upon entering the ship, I realized just how terrified and unprepared the rebels are. After some... Aiden, then in an amazing string of events, manages to take down a ship.
Exactly as planned.
Oh, yeah, sure.
The squad then free the Dauntless of its clamps, and you're probably like, when did that happen? Which is my question. I guess that's what happened when the ship was attacked? Back on the Corvus, Aiden briefs Del on his mission to lead a group of stormtroopers. Back on the Corvus, Aiden briefs Del on his mission to lead a group of stormtroopers to an observatory on Pilio, which is said to hold dangerous artifacts. It just so happens Luke Skywalker's on Pilio, and you get to play him. This is awesome. Swinging a lightsaber, force-pushing dudes, and even deflecting blaster rounds back at people.
I don't have a shot.
On the highest difficulty, this section poses a decent challenge. Especially when a stormtrooper becomes invincible. No, I don't think that's how the story went. After all said and done, Luke finds Del trapped in amber. He frees Del and later saves him from falling rocks. Del then shares a fascinating bit of information.
I've heard 100 stories about the Jedi. They terrified me as a boy on Coruscant, but you...
From what I'm gathering from this, growing up on a planet loyal to the Empire, the Jedi were vilified, meaning stormtroopers are just soldiers fighting against what they believe is evil. Kind of makes killing them in droves a little less fun. We hear Luke acknowledge this here.
This isn't what I wanted.
Which is later reinforced by this conversation.
So why am I still alive?
They didn't give me a choice. You did.
This next scene I did not enjoy. You have to guard Del from these bugs, and it's just boring. Lightsabers and force pushes are fun on shooting enemies, but this is monotonous. After this bug scene, the two find a door which Del exclaims has no way of opening. Luke tells him there's a key that he turns using the Force. Del asks,
why would the Emperor have a vault that can only be opened using the Force?
Why do you think?
You're telling me the man who destroyed the Jedi Order was secretly one of them?
No. I'm telling you that as a boy on Coruscant, you were frightened of the wrong thing.
Luke finds a small trinket and exclaims,
I'd like to keep this compass, if you don't mind.
My mission is to destroy this place. Why would I let you do that?
Because I asked. Thank you.
The two exit the observatory and have one final conversation.
I know what the Empire is capable of, but what else is there?
A choice?
The rebellion?
No. A choice to be better. May the Force be with you.
This entire mission, with the exception of this bug part, is fantastic.
Your defense system is upsetting the wildlife.
I think we're waking up the bugs.
Through elegant wisdom, Luke is able to plant the seed that the Empire is not the righteous force Del once thought it was. Honestly, I started playing the single player just to make some memes and move on, but I got so engrossed in the narrative that I kept moving forward. I can't believe that this is part of the series that either didn't have a campaign or just used multiplayer maps with different objectives and said, yeah, that's a campaign. This fucking game. Back on the Corvus, Iden briefs the squad on their mission to Vardos to extract Protectorate Gleb, which sounds like a character Justin Roiland would have written.
Dinglebop, Schleem, Plumbis,
Protectorate Gleb,
Grumbo, Fleeb,
Gleb,
Blamps,
a local official who once mentored both Agent Hask and myself.
The squad arrive at Vardos to find the Dauntless, the ship they had rescued earlier. Iden boards the Dauntless to confront her father. Turns out his intention is to wipe out the entire population of Vardos, a planet loyal to the Empire, to squash the potential rebellion of any other Imperial planets. This gives Iden right parentheses double capital D less than symbol face, as this is her homeworld. The squad roll out to Vardos, and here's where things actually get pretty serious. The three have a back and forth, which is very telling of their position on this mission.
I'm just surprised we aren't evacuating civilians. Civilians are expendable. Our people will evacuate first.
This scene really got me. People on their knees, lined up against walls, high fences preventing escape, searchlights, and ATSTs as watchtowers. This walking section says more about how the Empire operates than anything I've ever seen in other games or movies. When they reach Protectorate Gleb, Del and Iden tell the rest of the civilians to come with them. Hask denies this.
Stop! This is not our mission.
Del and Iden try to reason with Hask.
Things have changed. Look around you, man. Do you even recognize the Empire anymore?
Please don't do this.
The
Just don't do
Empire's
this.
job is to save civilians from things like Operation Cinder.
But he refuses, and they end up in a standoff that Iden wins.
Defiance will be the death of
A wounded Hask informs Admiral Versio of this betrayal as the other two escape.
Understood. Return Gleb to me. That is your mission. I will take care of the traitors.
The next playable area has Iden and Del no longer wearing Imperial helmets, a symbolic reference to their allegiance changing. What impressed me is how many hints the story gave us that this separation would happen.
Contact Agent Hask on the Corvus. Tell him I need to speak to him immediately.
Iden and Del are referred to by their first names many times, whereas Hask is only referred to as Agent Hask. And this symbolism of the helmet is used as the squad land on Vardos, as Hask is the only one wearing his to begin with, demonstrating complete commitment and hesitation towards following orders. Okay, that was like 2 minutes without jokes. You guys okay? Good thing this game gets very silly very shortly after this serious bit, as we see this stormtrooper kick this door, and I'm pretty sure it opens this way. I was impressed at how difficult this whole area was. It took a couple tries before I worked out some strategies. After that, you get to steal an AT-AT, and I'm not normally cool with rail shooting scenes, but I really enjoyed this. Blowing up stormtroopers, blowing up AT-STs, blowing up other AT-ATs, even though yours was damaged from a previous battle. I don't know how you win this, but it's not important. This section is appropriately lengthed, as there isn't much to present. So allow me to play some thematically appropriate music to make it look more interesting than it actually was. So Inferno Squad escape Vardos in the Corvus, while Hask returns Gleb to the Admiral, resulting in his promotion to Commander.
Congratulations, Commander Hask.
Estranged from the Empire and enemy to the Rebellion, Del and Aiden then contemplate their next move.
Del. We're Inferno Squad. You and me.
Ultimately deciding to turn themselves into the Rebellion. More specifically, General Lando Calrissian. And his, fuck. Shit. Are you kidding me? His friend. Expecting resistance, probably because of all the... Aiden is surprised to hear Calrissian's response.
Let's take a walk.
Okay.
On this walk, the game frequently stutters. I don't know what it's working so hard to load. Lando's cape? Why does he have a cape? Anyway, they are given the choice between leaving to start a new life or joining the Rebellion on their mission to save Naboo.
So, what's it going to be?
After arriving at Naboo, I realized how fucking cute Aiden is in her X-Wing helmet. During this nasty navigation of the neighborhood of Naboo, Aiden falls into old habits, and,
They don't call me Danger Leader for nothing.
Danger Leader, haha! Shriv Surgav. Yeah, he's kind of funny.
We need to focus our fire on that Star Destroyer's shield array.
Hey, you don't give orders here. Oh, we need to focus fire on that Star Destroyer's shield array.
So the team destroy the satellites and Star Destroyer over Naboo, and circular wipe, then they meet up with Leia. So Leia's all talkie plan that defense, and I'm like... I haven't had a crush on a video game character since 2003, and it felt kind of awkward until I found out she's portrayed by Janina Gavankar. Players then given control of Leia, and she's really good. She has a burst fire pistol that does wicked damage, and an alt fire that packs a punch. A disorienting grenade that I don't use much.
Smoke bomb!
A shield that made these defense segments tolerable. Side note, I can't be the only one who loves the sound of blaster rounds on shields, right? And her signature move is to pull out an Imperial blaster with no overheat that rolls through stormtroopers. But her most impressive ability is throwing fisticuffs like Chuck Liddell.
Listen, it's what you hearing, listen. X gon' give it to you. Fuck, wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real. With the non-stop pop out and stainless steel. Go hard, getting busy with it. But I got such a good heart that I make the motherfucker wonder if you get it. Damn right, and I do it again. Cause I am light, so I got to win. Break bread with the enemy. No matter how many cats I break bread with, I'll break who you sending me.
So you defend the Naboo castle and set off a charge that disables Imperial weapons and vehicles, causing Beep Boop over here to get fucked. Leia then congratulates Inferno Squad, even though she was the one doing all the work, while Del holds his dead robot in his hands. Flash forward months later, Inferno Squad have officially joined the Rebellion, and friendships have been made.
Senator Organa, it's been a while.
Building a republic is busy work.
So is chasing after an Imperial fleet.
Leia explains that one of her generals has gone missing.
I need you to find Han Solo.
Name dropper. On Takodana in Maz Canada's castle. You get to play as Han in another example of a gameplay style I don't normally like, but was pulled off pretty well here. Han is after a traitor of the Empire who says he can help free the Wookiees on Kashyyyk. In order to find out who this guy is, you need to talk to people to gather bits of information.
You two can talk about your stupid beards.
You think I look like that, idiot?
You must be confusing me with that
insufferable man upstairs.
There's also some background conversations you can listen in on.
That's Han Solo. Look. No, look. Definitely stop staring. Pretend he's not there. No, he sees us. He definitely sees us. Be cool. Pretend we're talking about something else.
Upon finding this Paldora guy, he then informs Han that his information has been hidden in crates in the forest for gameplay reasons. I mean...
For safety.
You've gotta be kidding me.
The Empire shows up and land in said forest, and the real Han Solo gameplay begins. There isn't much to say about Han as a playable character, other than his amazing shoulder check that causes enemies to ragdoll like we're playing Goat Simulator.
This works. We should run now. This'll hurt tomorrow. Nothing personal.
After this defend the thing scene, you're given control of the Millennium Falcon, and told to take down this Imperial cruiser with the help of Del, Iden, and Slippy? Oh no, it's just Shriv. Back on the Corvus, Inferno Squad return, and it's beep boop, he's okay. Iden and Del embark on a mission to capture Admiral Versio on Bespin, which is visually stunning. I'm just continually impressed by this campaign. I also noticed the attention to detail regarding Iden's voice chat quality when switching from third to first person.
According to Paldora's intel, my father's been refueling his fleet at Chinook Station for months. Our old friend Hask is overseeing the operation.
Neat. After another stealth optional scene that I blew immediately because I'm rebel scum, Iden has an idea, but you're not gonna like it.
I have an idea. You're not gonna like it.
Oh, there it is. You then get to walk around looking like stormtroopers, talking very loudly about how you are not stormtroopers.
Think about all the good we've done since Vardo, Stel. We've made the galaxy safer, given people hope.
They even acknowledge this.
The resources. What's all that chatter? Just marveling at the might of the Empire, sir. Rebels don't stand a chance.
Copy that.
Iden and Del then... Oh, fuck! What is that? Iden and Del reach the boardroom, where Hask appears via hologram and does that bad guy thing like, did you honestly think that would work, mate? And yet he doesn't have an ambush ready for you. Except this TIE fighter that makes you dance like you're listening to sick beats. During this section, I discovered how fun the Vanguard ability is.
Little bit sadistic, gave your bitch this dick, a sinner so sinister, the ministers never mention how something so vicious could be so gifted with addiction while sipping on the...
After defeating the troopers on the landing platform, the duo in need of a ship discuss available options.
Now let's find that ship. A cloud car?
They even refer to this objective as settle for the cloud car. Beautiful. This thing is hilarious, but hey, it's still good enough to take down 3 Imperial cruisers. We then join Lando and Shriv on Celeste, where they intend to steal a weapons cache from an abandoned Imperial factory. I gotta say, I wasn't convinced about Lando until this mission. He's actually pretty charismatic.
Relax, it's one strike team, we'll be fine.
And if it's not?
As a playable character, there isn't much to say.
It's Hanu.
It's his design in combination with the level that impressed me. He has a thermal scope on his blaster which perfectly complements the steam-filled level. Now that I think about it, all the hero levels were well designed. Luke had big open areas with multiple enemies engaging at once, Leia had a shield to complement her defensive objectives, and Han had long open stretches to accommodate his ragdoll charge. After Shriv and Lando shut this place down, their next directive is to... They also push some buttons? And steal an ATST. This mission was great, and the friendly banter between the two is endearing.
Come on, you and me back in action? Tell me you don't miss this. I absolutely do not miss this.
What was that? That was the sound of my plan working perfectly. The volcano's going to erupt, isn't it? Actually, don't tell me. I want it to be a surprise.
If I die here, I'm glad you will too.
Well, thank you, buddy.
The rebels then ride full force to Jakku, where the entire Imperial fleet is stationed. Iden decides to join the fight, but first engages in one of those, we both know there's something here, but we're gonna pretend we're not gonna smash meat after this is over, conversations with Del.
Make sure you come back.
Make sure I have a ship to come back to.
This level is pretty neat. You get to fly around in an X-Wing and choose between two objectives, which will either have you dropping orbital strikes like the 2004 to 2007 lead singer in From First to Last, yeah, that was a fun glitch I noticed at the beginning. Not sure. Just not sure. Or hunting stormtroopers in a grounded Imperial cruiser. It could be a Star Destroyer. I don't know what the difference is. On the way out of the ship, I started to use the pulse cannon. I was expecting a one-hit kill weapon to have a cooldown, but other than its charge-up time, this thing is overpowered. It has no drop-off and decent splash damage, so you don't even have to hit them. Combine this with Aiden's scan ability, and it's game over, baby. Shriv and Aiden take this, guys, and then you just have to reach the Corvus. After an aerial battle, it is revealed that Commander Hask is in the sky, and he's actually pretty difficult. You defeat Hask, and I just love this scene. Aiden swan dives into her father's ship, bails mid-crash, catches herself at the end, and her ship not only falls off the edge, but gets hit mid-air. This is why people join the rebellion. Aiden then tells Beep Boop to disable her comms, something I've been asking for some time now, especially when every attempt has the same dialogue throughout this game.
Aiden, no way! We're coming back for you right now!
Shut the fuck up!
Agent Hask, join me inside.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
I really like this whole level. It really gives you a sense of how big this ship is. When Aiden enters the ship, you can no longer shoot. A sign of her maturity, and my disappointment to this is probably a sign of my immaturity. Aiden finds her father, and oh, this is so good. It's just like, ugh, just watch it.
You saw the Empire's weakness and refused to let it consume you. It makes you stronger. That's why you're leaving here without me.
I got goosebumps, okay? For 6 months, she's been fighting her father, and in the end, she still wanted to keep him safe. It's adorable. It gives me left parentheses teardrop emoji colon face. Really wish the eyes weren't called colon. It's weird. When Aiden exits the command room, she enters a section that is supposed to add tension, but because it wasn't done in a cinematic, it really loses its edge. She escapes via pod. Escape pod. Del helps her out, and oh, the composition of this shot. I told you. I know none of you were surprised by that. Shriv invites the couple to another well-composed shot. Dip to black, the end. Or is it? Decades later, Pilio, Kylo Ren, Protectorate Glab.
What the fuck's going on, kitty cat?
So, the last playable level of this campaign has you playing as Kylo Ren? Inside the mind of Del Meeko? Decades after the campaign's original story? Okay. This is probably because at the original release of Battlefront 2-2, this secondary campaign Resurrection was not released yet, and it takes place after this mission. It's an awkward last level because you fight through Del's memories with this dream effect from level to level without any cohesion between them. I think this level would have been better kept in the beginning of Resurrection as it ties the two stories together and ruins the happy, triumphant ending of the original. Ren gains the knowledge he was after and leaves Del to Hask, who, it turns out, survived his crash decades ago. The two have some words before Hask executes Del. Here's the original.
Please.
Here's my proposed artistic, somber death that a main character such as Del should receive.
Please.
Obviously, that's an opinion. Hask then urges Gleb to increase workflow on Pilio and implies that he plans on luring Aiden here. Black screen, title, the end. For real. Well, it's been a journey. A slightly too long journey. I've heard some negative and dismissive things about this campaign, and I do not agree at all. The cutscenes are well composed and skippable. The characters are charismatic and well voiced, and the gameplay changes rapidly. Oh, and you may have noticed the whole thing runs at 60 frames per second. Wow, a good-looking game with a consistent, appropriate FPS on a next-gen system. Who could have, it's like almost like it's been possible. The campaign has spots that were clearly rushed, like this cinematic where Hask never closes his upper lip for like 10 seconds. And the playtime is unfortunately short. This I will not fight you on. But the characters, gameplay, and sound design mixed with the Star Wars universe had me grinning from start to finish. This was MitchShow. Also, the song I used earlier is thematically appropriate because it's called Renegade. And they just turned against the Empire. I'm just really proud of what I've done here.
The Empire's time has come.
The Empire's time has come.
The Empire's time has come.
Okay, well, that was MitchShow. Probably could have. Hey, you sleeping? Probably could have used a third draft, or maybe a second. But thanks for watching.